Okay guys, so that park that I was pointing out in the other video a minute ago, that you'll probably see, like I say, I wasn't sure what the park was called, and I've just walked in the gate, and this is actually Battersea Park. So I'm sure I've been in here once before, but I can't remember. It's been a long time. You see, you get a lot of parks. That's one thing, like I said to you before about London, is that it's got masses and masses of green space. You know, that's the one good thing about this city. You know, it's huge. Now, I'm just trying to have a little look on here a minute, actually. Let's see what we... Because I'm trying to think, is this the one with the Buddha? They've got a big statue of Buddha on a big sort of pagoda thing in one of these parks, but you know, for the life of me, I can't remember if it's this one or if it's one of the others. If this is alphabetical, which it appears to be, but it doesn't say anything about the Buddha statue, so maybe it's not this park. Oh well, okay, all right, no biggie. I guess what we could do is we can just have a little wander around for a minute or two. Now I'm trying to decide, actually, shall I carry on through the park? Shall I go over the bridge? I'm not sure, to be quite honest. I think there's some interesting stuff down the other side where I was originally going to go, but I'll tell you what, let's walk down here, because basically, one, I've never been down here, and two, it looks kind of interesting-ish, at least, and like I said, I always like being in the greenery anyway. Always have done. Like I say, yesterday at the university, I mean, what a place to learn, you know what I mean? The environment, just, you know, instead of being in an inner city full of smog and noise and pollution and what have you, out in the rolling hills and the countryside, how gorgeous was that, you know? And again, when you think about it, you see, you come here and you leave all that noise and traffic behind, and it's almost again like being in the countryside. I mean, look at this little trail here, and like I say, the Thames is just literally a stone's throw from where I'm standing right now, and the city of London itself, you know, is not more than 10-minute walk thereabouts, give or take. You know what I mean? And yet, you know, more than 10-minute walk away from the city of London, and you'd think you were in the countryside. You know, it's just amazing. Just love. I do love London, I do. Although it's a love-hate relationship, to be quite honest. There are times when I love it like this, you know, when it offers places like this, and you think, wow, you know, incredible. And then you see these lovely little quaint little towns and villages and things, and you know, so all that sort of stuff, and other things as well. I just can't think off the top of my head, but you know, you see all that stuff, and you know, and you think to yourself, wow, that's absolutely just awesome, you know, really, really amazing. But then there are other times when it's busy, noisy, grimy, dirty, like I say, and it wears you down a little bit, and you get a little bit fed up. But I think that's one of the reasons why they've kept these green spaces. I think it was vital that they kept these green spaces, to be quite honest. I really do, because obviously, I guess they kind of, you know, appreciated, and I think it's the Victorians, when you think about it, the Victorians kind of created most of these parks, and I guess even back then they realised, you know, people are going to need a space where they can just de-distress, is that a word? You know, distress, you know, sort of wind down, shall we say, you know, find a place where they can just feel peace and calm and quiet. Mind you, these birds are being rather noisy at the moment, but look at this little trail. I mean, God blimey, I'm literally a stone's throw from the, you know, from the city itself, and yet, you know, unbeknownst to you guys, you know, as far as you're concerned, I could be like in the middle of the countryside somewhere, you know. It's just incredible. Look at these wild berries and raspberries or whatever they are. I'm not sure exactly where this is going to take us. Okay, shall we go down that way? I guess we could, and then we could double back a lot. Oh, I need to get something to drink actually, because getting tongue-tied now. Yeah, double back on myself, I think, at some point. Well, there's a little path down there, so we'll head down this way. But how gorgeous is this? Do you know what I mean? I mean, I just love all this. It's just amazing. Right. Okay. So, which way now? I think it's just carry on straight down, I think. Can we go that way? I don't know if we can go that way. I don't know. Oh, hang on. Oh, well, I know. We can actually, it's a bit less steep. Oh, look, see? Look at it. It's cool. I just love being in nature. I love it. I absolutely do. Love being surrounded by it. You know? Well, like I say, eventually I would like to retire to Whitstable, which is that little seaside town. Like I say. So somehow I'm going to have to work out how I'm going to achieve that. Right, let's walk through this bit. We're back out into the sort of park area itself. Ooh, gold. Sorry, nearly tripped up. Right, okay. So again, we're back out in the main park area. Now, I'm just trying to work out which way I actually want to go, to be quite honest, because I don't know. Which way do I want to go? Oh, look, there's a sports track over there as well. Tennis courts, of course. I'll tell you what, let's head towards the wall, and that's where the Thames is, essentially. So we'll walk towards the wall, and I guess we'll double back and go over the bridge and do it that way, I reckon. So look, you see, quite amazing, huh? We've just come through that little bit there. So, yeah, really, really cool, man. Right, look at these crows here, look. Look at these crows. Wow. Are these the crows that are following Adam around? No. Are they going to be following me around now? Hello, crows. Yes, and you know what a collection of crows are called, don't you? A murder. A murder of crows. Yep. I did try to find out why they were called that, and I can't remember specifically if I did find out the actual reason why they're called that now, because I did Google it a long time back, and I mean, my little theory was that because of the amount of noise that they make, sounds like somebody screaming blue murder. You know, that was my little theory. I don't know if that's correct, it's probably not. But then, when I was thinking about that, I then suddenly thought to myself, so where does the term blue murder come from? Why is it blue? You'd think it'd be red. Murder, blood. You know, you'd think it'd be red murder, wouldn't you, really? But I don't know if you guys have come across that term, but blue murder, screaming blue murder. But where does that term actually come from? You know, but that's kind of what made me think that maybe that's why they called the crows a murder of crows, because it sounds like when they're making so much noise, and I don't know if you guys have ever been around when there's crows and a big pile of them flying around and just bickering with each other or whatever, making a load of noise, that they can get really, really loud. And so you think to yourself, maybe that's why they called it a murder of crows, because it sounds like someone or something or whatever, or they sound like they're screaming blue murder. So that was my little theory anyway. Like I say, it's probably absolute rubbish anyway. You know, I'm pretty sure that, well, I say pretty sure, obviously I'm not absolutely sure, but I just assume that that isn't really the case as to why it was called that. Right, now there's another bridge down there, and I can't remember what I've got a rough idea what that area is, because I've definitely been over that bridge, both walking and on public transport. I think it's a railway bridge as well, actually. I don't think it's just a road bridge. I think there's a railway component to it as well, because I'm sure I've been over it. Oh, there's a railway bridge right next to it. I can't remember which, but I'm positive we've passed it on the train as well. But I can't remember specifically what part that comes under, off the top of my head. Right, so anyway, again, you see where that tower is over there? That brick square tower with the black top? Well, that's literally near Victoria train station. And there is a railway bridge, not that road bridge, the white one, but the one just after it. If you can see where those barges are, well, that's a railway bridge. In fact, you probably see the train just about going over there now. So that goes into Victoria train station. So Victoria train station, essentially, as the crow flies, as one of these crows might fly, is straight over in that direction where those buildings are at the sort of foot of that bridge there. So as you can see, the tide is out at the moment. As I say, the Thames is a tidal river, and as you can see, the tide is out at the minute. So that's where you get this like little beach effect. And you get a lot of people do go on the beaches at times at certain parts of the Thames where they do the old beach combing stuff. So like I say, I was thinking of taking you guys that way and we sort of head back towards Victoria, but I'm not sure now, to be quite honest. Do you know what, I think I'll just follow my nose and I think we'll just go this way. And I think what we'll do is we'll get down to that other bridge down there, and we'll cross over there. I'm just trying to remember what part, where that comes out of, because I'm sure I've walked down there. And if you keep going, no, hang on, wait a minute. See, I've got to get my bearings here because I've completely. No, yeah, of course. Going right, so that way is back into London proper and back into the city and what have you, and central London that way. And of course that makes sense because the Shard's over there. I can't remember exactly what's going in that direction now, off the top of my head. I think it's Putney and stuff. I think Putney's in that general, and I'm sort of generalising, you know what I mean, a general direction. Putney, I think. But again, I couldn't swear to it exactly. But yeah, London's huge, man. I mean, I believe, and again, I got this from somewhere, but I can't remember, and I don't know how accurate I am on this, to be quite honest, but I think it's something like 40 square mile, I think. But again, if I'm wrong, somebody can Google it and just check it out, and, you know, like Adam says, maybe do some Columbo-like research and find out if I'm actually correct on that or not. But I think it's something like 40 square mile, London. You know, if you took into all the boroughs and all the what's names, I think. But like I say, don't quote me on it because I might be wrong, and I might have got that wrong from somewhere. I picked that. I always pick up bits of information and knowledge and stuff, and then it'll reside there for a little while. And of course, it's like anything. It's like, you know, if you imagine a filing cabinet that, you know, you very rarely go into anymore, and it's just gathering dust, and then you sort of grab one of the files out, and the file's a bit dusty, and you just get part of the information. Do you know what I mean? If that's a good analogy or not. Yeah, so like I said, basically, now I'm trying to keep the camera away from the wind as much as I can because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I find it actually really annoying when you watch videos where people are trying to talk and all you can hear is the howling wind on the microphone. So, you know, I find that really annoying, to be quite honest. But what can you do unless you've got one of those fluffy microphone things, external mic like. But then again, you see, even them, I'm sure I've seen where people have even had those things and it's still howling gale blowing on it. Anyway, right, I think what I'll do is, because I'm thinking, I love that little boat over there. Can you see that grey boat in the middle of the Thames there? I don't know why I like it, but for some reason I just feel so drawn to it. I like its shape, I like its colour. Isn't that odd? So isn't it strange, the things that we are attracted to? Do you know what I mean? And when I say attracted, obviously I don't mean in a what's the name way? I just mean obviously just in terms of aesthetically or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's funny, you know, things that we feel drawn to, you know, that somebody else would look at and think like, why? Do you know what I mean? So, well, you know, so look, you see, and actually, do you know what? I did see a sign earlier on, actually, when I came in the main gate, saying something about a zoo. Now, there's only one London zoo that I'm aware of, so whether it's just a little kiddies park You know those little pets corner things? I don't know, to be quite honest. And I'm not sure whether I want to really go traipsing in there. I'm thinking just we head straight down to the bridge down there. But I must admit, kind of, I don't know. No, I think we'll carry on. Carry on straight down here. Like I say, let's have a look at this boat here. Like I say, for some reason, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's not exactly the most beautiful looking boat in the world, is it? Do you know what I mean? But, like I say, I don't know, there's something about it. I really like it. I feel really drawn to it. Strange, eh? Because I mean, I look at that and I think, I can imagine how other people would view it, and I can imagine other people thinking like, why do you like that? It's grey. Grey's not the most nicest colour in the world, or whatever, blah 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 blah. Mind you, again, the grey is a tone rather than a colour. Don't know how many people are aware of that, but black and white and grey, or any shade of grey, they're not actually colours, they are tones. Oh, here's the Buddha thing. Here's the pagoda thing now, it's coming up. Oh, how come I didn't see it on the information board? Maybe this isn't actually strictly part of the park. Because the park itself, I think, is more over there, and this is the road that goes through the middle of it, and this is the bank. I don't know, to be quite honest with you. But anyway, never mind. Right, so let me show you this statue of the Buddha thing. You know, it's funny because I had a feeling it was there somewhere, but I just couldn't remember. So, right, we'll have a little look. Right, a moment of quietness. So I feel very conscious of, like, I'm stealing all Adam's euphemisms and stuff, and I don't want to do that. I need to invent my own. Oh dear, you see, that looks interesting over there. I don't know what that is. Sometimes I get overwhelmed with stuff, you know. I get overwhelmed with all these different sights and things to see, and you know, and I think, oh, I want to go and see that. I feel like a kid sometimes. I really do. You know, I see all these different things. See, I don't know what's over there. That's really intriguing for some reason. There's a set of steps. I don't know if you can see it properly from here. Where there's a set of steps that leads down to whatever. Do you know what I mean? And it just intrigues me. Like I say, it's that inquisitive mind of mine, you see. You know, I'm a very, very inquisitive person. And I can't help it, I like to know things. You could say I'm nosy, really. Maybe I am, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just nosy. But I love to know things. You know, and I see that and I think to myself, oh, what's down there? And a part of me is like, oh, come on, let's go and have a look at that. Let's go and see what that is. But there's like so many different things to see. It's like I can't see and do everything, you know, so, and like I say, I mean, you know, do we head to the, yeah, well, we're going to head to the bridge anyway, I guess, but then again, I might walk back, actually. Well, anyway, let's show you the pagoda thing. Look at this is cool, isn't it? Love this. How cool is this thing? I absolutely love it. Right, so like I said, I think, you know, if you carry on down this way, like I say, you'll come to places like Richmond and other places like that along the way. So that's sort of heading in that direction. I think Putney is definitely in that direction. In fact, that's where my cat, sadly, Finbar, the one that died, sadly got run over. That's where he got taken to Putney. Oh, sorry, brain's gone. RSPCA, that's what I was trying to find. So, I'm positive it's over that bridge. Anyway, right, let's go and have a look at the pagoda. Look at this. This is awesome, man. Look at the size of it and all. It's not just a little thing. I mean, it's huge. This is so awesome, man. I love this. See, I must admit, like I say, I'm not a big churchy person or believe in, you know, what's named necessarily religious stuff or whatever, but I must admit the Buddhist philosophy has always intrigued me. I've always been fascinated by it, so quite amazing. So this is cool, man. This is really, really cool. And like I say, it's bigger than remember, actually. Do you know what? I think this has been done in the last few years. I haven't been down this part of London for a long time. Like I say, I've lived in London since 2003, basically. So yeah, around about, yeah, it would have been summer of 2003 actually, when I first came to London. Like I say, I would have sort of investigated certain parts of it, not knowing exactly where I was anyway, sort of thing. And I'm almost certain, and like I say, I mean, I don't say absolute because I could well be wrong. Do you know what I mean? I could well be wrong, but I could have sworn there was a smaller version of this originally here, and I think in the last couple of years or so, I think they've done this. And as you can see, it's a flipping size, isn't it? It's not insignificant, but I love it. I absolutely love it. I just love the architecture, and I don't know. There's a real nice feel to this. I mean, like I said to you before, possibly you may have heard on some of my other vlogs that, you know, I'm very much about my feelings and how a place makes me feel. And like I say, you know, and it's not just, I guess, you know, you could, well, you say, like, well, it's supposed to be a Buddhist thing and blah, 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 and therefore it's supposed to be relaxing and chilling and what have you. And yeah, you'd make a good argument for that, do you know what I mean? But, you know, like I said to you, it's not just about the way a place looks or the way it's built or anything like that necessarily, you know. I really do go a lot about how I actually feel. The feelings I pick up from an area, if you like, the vibe, if you want to call it that. You can, you know, if you want to call it vibe, you know what I mean, whatever you want to call it. I swear I do pick up on it, and I just feel quite calm, which, you know, it surprises me. Well, not, it doesn't surprise me in the sense of like I'm really shocked or whatever. What I mean is I'm just interestedly puzzled. No, not puzzled. No, that's not the right idea. Right thing either. I just mean, I just find it really fascinating that I don't know. Maybe you could. Maybe it's a psychological thing. Maybe psychologically, because it is a Buddhist thing, and I've been into Buddhist. You know, I didn't become a Buddhist or anything. I just, you know, looked into the religion. I studied it a little bit. I got a lot of books on it, and, you know, read up on it a lot and stuff, because like I say, I found it fascinating, and the story of the Buddha is a fascinating story in itself. So, you know, the thing is, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's some sort of psychological thing, and because of the knowledge I've got about it and stuff, and, you know, maybe that's what it is. So, but yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. Gorgeous. Right. Okay, let's drop down. Let's get down here. I'm not sure where we're going to go with it, actually. I'm trying to decide whether or not I don't know, because like I'm thinking about it now. I'm sure that's all Putney that way, so I'm almost certain of it going over the bridge that way. So, and I'm thinking, because I'm walking, like I said, you know, I don't want to go too far, to be perfectly honest with you, because I must admit, these days I get really tired very quickly, and it's down to the smoking. There's no two ways about it. Anyway, so I think we'll head more back into the park itself a little bit, have a little stroll around there, and then I'm going to basically head towards Victoria and probably get the, well, I could get the tube, but that'll wipe me out on my travel card, or I could just get the bus, which I did yesterday, get the number 2, and do, you know, and just go home that way, which will be easy enough to do. Right, okay, so I'm going to have a little wander in the park, and I'll catch you guys in a bit, once we've done something, or found something a bit more to talk about. Catch you guys later. Bye for now.